Games Fest. That shit is over. So now we go Day of the Devs. Let's see what indie games they got to show.
It's gotta be like new. It's gotta be like really, really new. It's gotta be. Oh, hello. I'm Tim Schafer from Video Games. I was just trying to come up with a whole new term for world premiere because this edition of Day of the Devs has so many world premieres in it, more than we've ever had before. I think it demands an entirely new term. Day of the Devs, as you know, is a curation committee finds and presents the best
Episode
of
of
new
time,
games for you,
unfortunately.
and also a chance to meet the developers who made them. So while I'm working on this problem, you just sit back
Oh, how
and
did we
enjoy
get caught?
Day of the Devs. Pro premiere. Lots of pro. No? Okay.
There's nothing I dread more than having to make a top 10 list of video games, but if I did, I'd definitely put Nidhogg on that list. So I'm very excited to show you a world premiere
some
of what
bullshit,
Messhoff's been working on.
Hi, I'm Mark Essen. I'm the creative director and co-founder of Messhoff. You might know us for our 2014 hit Nidhogg, which is a fencing tug-of-war game with flying worms that eat you at the end. More recently, we came out with Wheel World, an open-world bicycle racing game about saving the world. I love making games. I've been making games since I was probably 15 years old. It's something I do for fun in addition to my job.
How did you hear about it?
So at night, you might find me
sketching
out ideas for little games and sending them around to friends, which is how Blood Dungeon was created.
Damn. They had him escorted out with the cops and everything.
Blood Dungeon is a platforming game where you're not just standing on platforms, you're crawling on the sides of platforms, you're hanging from the ceilings, you're walking across tight ropes, you're jumping onto nets, climbing ladders. It's not a Metroidvania, you're not like learning these skills over time, so you can think of it like Vampire Survivors crossed
in terms of what? The street in terms of what? Like should be known? I think it's already known.
Really
to the board,
and just being able to hand animate
to the majority of people that could go ahead and
make lots and lots
be employed in the future as well. It's going to be on this record.
And I think the game turned out really fun. There's a handful of arenas to explore. You'll unlock over 100 weapons. It's like these other Survivor games you've probably played, where you're kiting the enemies and they're sort of following you in a big mass. But in this game,
if they really want to know, then they'll find out. But it's a thing of not going ahead and
it's really a game about routing,
just like letting everyone know and everything, because some people just don't need to know. And I think it's like less of that, but more so like you don't want to go ahead and cause too much panic, and that's what it is.
So I'm excited to share it more widely when it comes out later
I just told you don't want to cause panic, because if you're gonna do nothing but cause panic, then everyone's gonna be like, all right, we're going ahead, we're gonna take all our kids out of school. School gets defunct. Right. And also it also doesn't really look good for the papers as well, for grants and money and things of that matter, so that's why. And if you go in and tell a bunch of kids,
and I'm Mason Smith.
I mean, they care about the children, and they also care about the fact of having the school over, also as well. Does not go hand in hand? If the school, I mean, I think you've just seen it like you're seeing it like a more so in a nihilistic kind of way. But the biggest aspect is
actually put in a live-action horror movie made by a professional production company and an award-winning special effects team. Right here in
you think so? But academics and attendance goes hand in hand. You don't think it does, but it does. What? I mean, yeah. Like, you could go ahead, so when it comes to test scores, it's hard to go ahead and really just gauge that, because, not even gauge that, but it's hard to go ahead and really, like, put, implements and shit like that, because, sure, it could definitely depend on the curriculum, but at the same time, it also does depend on the students as well. Do you agree? Or do you feel like everyone's just able to be taught everything?
Tenebra Somnia has classic survival horror gameplay that you would remember from games like Resident Evil, but it has this super retro, chunky pixel aesthetic. And in order to survive, Julia has to solve puzzles and collect items and also manage her consumables if she's going to make it
through. Students won't be able to learn if they're not there. Which is why attendance is important.
So, once I was playing Faith on streaming, and I said, I would like to do something like this. Yeah, and in
of course, they'll teach, but at the same time, not every teacher is meant for every student. And vice versa.
I want you to check this out and let me know if you think this would be a good title for us to publish.
If you have a room of 42 kids, you can't expect all 42 kids to go ahead and understand the same way as every single kid, because there's going to be different learning styles and such that have to be implemented. And if that's the case, then they'll need some extra help.
Andres was the director of one
but of course, there's definitely some shitty, you know, it's universal. There's going to be shitty teachers and there's going to be shitty students.
But I think it was just
so it's always going to be a rough thing.
That we get to work together now.
Which is why I understand why a lot of schools are trying to implement that whole Common Core thing, so they could go ahead and raise the test scores on an even value.
It's been done in a really long time, specifically combining this retro style gameplay with live action scenes that look this good. And besides filming on sets, they also filmed on location in several places in Buenos Aires.
Almost forgot to go ahead and actually rate off of Summer Games Fest. Summer Games Fest was really, it was good. It was good. Was it amazing? Too amazing? It was good though. It definitely showed off some real cool games and shit. There wasn't a lot of unnecessary airtime with people talking and shit either, for the most part. So yeah. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it is way better than the Black Voices in gaming, unfortunately. I don't say unfortunately because they have 6 years doing this, and it felt like this year was just pretty bad. I'm definitely have to go ahead and check the previous years and see if it got any better or if it was even worse than before, you know what I mean? But for Summer Game Fest, I give it it was a 6 or a 7. It was a 6-7. Fuck. It was a 6 or a 7 kind of deal for the most part. Yeah, I'd say that. And like I said, it showcased some cool things. They didn't go ahead and spend too long on dialogue and such, and they finished off the show with Final Fantasy VII Part 3. So what people really been waiting for. To really use a Kingdom Hearts bag of chips, but one day I guess, one day we'll get that.
These cutscenes bring a lot of talent from the film industry in Argentina, and also television, and also the theater industry. And also the monsters that you see in pixel form during regular gameplay make an appearance in live action, and they were achieved using practical and digital makeup and monster VFX by an awards-winning special effects team, and absolutely no generative AI.
Does look cool, really does. But I want to know, are the real scenes implemented in the game too? Okay, so the cinematics are okay, got it, nice.
And I can't wait for y'all to play it. Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
I'm gonna have to give that a try then.
Please look for Tenebrisomnia later this year on October the 16th on PC and consoles. Tenebrisomnia, Retro Nightmares, Real Life Horrors, October 16th, 2026.
Get ready to get your groove on with our next title, Mr. Records. 2 of the game's designers, who you'll meet in a moment, are also its composers. That is so cool. French developer Glitchies has put together a combination of mechanics and music that'll leave you nodding your head and tapping your feet. Enjoy this world...
Universio Revelio is what people call that now.
I'm not doing that. Enjoy this world premiere of Mr. Records.
Hi, I'm Charles. And I'm Valentin. We are the composers and game designers behind Glitchy Studio, creators of Headbangers Prison Royale and Musical Story. Our small studio focuses on crafting innovative music games, and today we'd like to introduce our new project, Mr. Records. This is George. He has an extraordinary gift. He can travel through music. As soon as he hears the first notes of a record, he's transported into vivid worlds where he interacts rhythmically with the environment and unfolding events.
How did that go?
A wide range of musical gameplay experiences shape these journeys, letting you feel the music in a truly unique way.
Yeah.
When he's not exploring these musical worlds, George runs his record store.
Say word.
Every journey completed becomes a vinyl available for sale in the shop. Your goal
And so
is to
then when it came
understand
to
each
your turn
customer's needs and match them with
attacking.
the right record. Everyone has their own way of expressing what they're looking for, along with a distinct personality. Their stories intertwine with George's, creating a narrative that is intimate, humorous, and heartfelt.
Yeah, a situation like that's definitely where I go ahead and put my mic in. I'm like, yo, what just
Selling
happened?
records allows you
What
to acquire new
just
ones to
happened?
play, forming a fresh and surprising gameplay loop.
As composers, this record shop setting is really inspiring, as it gives us the freedom to explore a wide range of musical styles.
So this is George's life, told track by track. Over 45 songs, each tied to a moment, a memory, or a feeling.
Right.
We had so much fun creating and
Was
recording
it
all
Gold
those
Lobby?
songs, and we'd like to give you a quick preview of the
Yep.
result.
I'm sitting in my armchair and I don't know what to do or what to say.
I cannot go what I don't understand what goes on in their heads. I'll be so honest. I really don't. Not right now. I think so, yeah.
There's still so much more to share about Mr. Records, so stay tuned for more updates coming soon.
Cool.
Bye!
Musical based game.
In the spirit of camaraderie with fellow Canadians, Day of the Devs alums, and makers of Spiritfarer, here is Thunder Lotus with some exciting news.
What live event?
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, I did. I was actually there.
I'm Stefania. I'm our director. We're from Thunder Lotus in Montreal, Quebec.
Actually, I came back home for the live event because
7 years,
if you did it with a group, you get a free sidekick.
Our latest game,
So
33
that's what I did.
How many games have you played where you really wanted to play with random strangers?
How many times have you felt the primal thrill of defeating massive enemies in epic raids without the stress, the grind,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Welcome to 33 Immortals, our co-op action roguelike for 33 players. No waiting around, you jump straight into the action through instant matchmaking. You tear through hordes of enemies sent by God to punish you, and rebel against the wrath of God together. You can play solo if you want, or with 1, 2, or 3 friends, because in 33 Immortals, everything is about cooperation.
We spent a lot of time designing the game so that you want to play with others, even if you don't know them. There is no voice chat in this game. Use in-game emotes to communicate with your fellow rebels. Combine your strength.
Definitely think, he said that out of hyperbole, but maybe
and push
hyperbole.
forward, no matter what.
I mean, what if it's Rise? That's what gave him his career.
Because with every run, you grow stronger. You'll have to. What you're up against is nothing less than the wrath of God. And the best part, you never face it alone. You face it together. 33 Immortals releases this summer.
So come join the rebellion.
Wedding.
You know, sometimes in life, there are things that just make you want to give up and go fishing. An apocalypse that ravaged the Earth and left us in a world filled with Lovecraftian nightmares and mutants might just be one of those things. So pop on your waders, folks, and grab your lures. From Dream Dock, this is Dreadmore.
Hi,
I'm schedule, yeah.
CEO
you got new Yakuza? Yeah, Made in Heaven.
Today, I'll be talking to you about Dreadmore.
Or is it Strange in Heaven? Something one of those. Stranger than Heaven.
Dreadmore is a first-person fishing adventure game set in a world where long ago a catastrophe took place, changing the
I really have to go ahead and eventually play like a dragon one of these days.
It is a dark, dangerous place that is flooded and rotting. As the player, you travel on a fishing boat that is your lifeline in this world, but that also means it is your responsibility to keep it fueled up and repaired. You can go on the land, walk from place to place, and meet the people living
There's
in
no
this
co-op
world.
campaign in
Those
like a
people
dragon.
can be quite strange, but you'll find that as you talk to them, you'll pick up quests and learn a lot about the place that they live. The most important part of the game, fishing. We made sure that fishing is not just a simple minigame.
Ghost Recon come out here.
The water, casting your line, and then you wait. What happens next depends on what bites. Every type of creature needs a unique way to catch them. The right rod, bait, timing.
Getting boring as hell.
You can pull and float if you want.
Deus Ex. Deus Ex is crazy. I mean, yeah, it's an old game, so controls might be a little clunky.
Studio. Back in high school, the two of us made a promise to each other that we would one day make a love letter to the JRPGs we grew up on. Games like Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, Xenogears, the sorts of games that we played right after school, huddled next to a CRT, and the kind of games that decided what we wanted to do.
Love CRT.
That was over 20 years ago. A few years back, we walked away from our jobs to actually go and do it. The game is called Threads of Time, a turn-based, time-traveling RPG. Some of what you're about to see here today hasn't been shown anywhere else yet, including a first look at our
I hope the game does actually do good.
You
just walk away your job to pursue it, and that shit blows up your face.
Members from across history,
all
all in a quest to restore the order of the fallen Time Knights. You can go to the future, you can go to prehistory and see the dinosaurs, and if you'd like, you can even prevent them from extinction and see them evolve through time.
Okay, what's the catch?
The kind that we grew up on. Each character manipulates time in their own way with the goal of interrupting enemies' attacks. How you
This looks really interesting, though.
Has our combos between party members. Time is the through line for our whole game, and you'll definitely feel it in combat.
The team that we've put together still does not feel real to us. We've been able to find all of these JRPG fans from across the industry, from AAA veterans to indie darlings who've worked on games like Shovel Knight and Deltarune and more. We're also super fortunate to work with legends from Japan, whose work on Final Fantasy, Xenoblade, and more is part of why we're here today. We can't wait to share more about these legends that we're collaborating with soon.
Threads of Time represents our lifelong goal to create cherished game experiences, just the way like others did for us back in the 90s and beyond. That's our mission that we set out at Rio Games, to craft retro-infused RPGs that awaken cherished childhood memories.
So that's a bit about us and Threads of Time. It means a lot to show a glimpse of what our team has been up to, and we cannot wait to share more.
Thanks so much for having us at Day of the Devs.
Bye, everyone.
What is it? Threads of Time.
It's not often you get to world premiere a game that's been in development for 22 years, but here we are. I first played this game back in 2004. It's since gone on to be released in multiple fashions, and I'm excited to show you the next evolution.
Oh, hi there.
Hi, I'm Mare.
I'm Reagan.
And we're MetaNet Software. You might have heard of our games N, N+, and N++.
Today we're delighted to announce that we're back on our bullshit with a little something we like to call N+ Infinity ×2.
Back on our bullshit. How relatable to the kids.
It's an all-new, online multiplayer-focused iteration of the world's best platformer.
Tia.
And we're so excited to tell you all about it here at Day of the Devs.
For those of you who aren't familiar with our games, they're a bit different from other 2D platformers thanks to their unique momentum-based
We do things a bit differently over here.
We call it parkour platforming. So you play as a ninja, gracefully and effortlessly flowing through the levels.
It's all about pure distilled gameplay and game feel that you can't get anywhere else.
Unlike the previous games in this series, N+ Infinity x2 is not so much about the hardcore single-player experience, although there will of course be a solo campaign for you to hone your ninja skills. Instead, this one is about platforming with your friends. And if you don't have any friends, no worries. There's matchmaking.
We've taken our unique brand of acrobatic, virtual athletic 2D action gameplay and used that as a foundation to build 5 fresh, local and online multiplayer game modes. Some game modes are tried and true staples, some are new to the series, and some are new to the world. Mingle player, co-opetitive. With this game we're really Ouroboros-ing the lexicon.
You'll be running around with your friends, luring enemies into your opponents, making the ultimate sacrifice for your teammates, and hunting each other with rockets.
That's my favorite part.
There are only 3 buttons, so it's an easy game to get into, and anybody can pick it up and play it casually at a party. But there's no skill ceiling, so it also supports legit competitive play.
We like to think of it as couch-ready, tournament-worthy.
We've been making this series for a disturbingly long time, and we're very excited to put our 2 decades plus of game design experience into your hands. This is going to be launching sometime next year on all the platforms.
If you want to get a taste for yourself, please head over to our Discord and sign up for playtesting. We can't wait to play with you and see what you think. And most importantly, please wishlist N+ Infinity x2 on Steam so that the algorithm doesn't hate us.
Thanks so much, Day of the Devs, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks. Bye.
Sometimes, a game transports you through the looking glass into a world that you can't help but be fascinated by. Our next title, Into the Unwell, does just that. Swedish developer She Was Such a Good Horse have created an action roguelite with a wild, unique world that you can explore solo or with friends. So settle in and get ready to hear the story of one strange cat.
I'm not even looking at my Discord screen.
Oh, hello there. My name is Morten. I'm working on a small Swedish indie studio called She Was Such a Good Horse.
I ain't cheesing that. I ain't cheesing shit.
It's a roguelite game.
Hold on. You said a roguelike game?
Hey, dude, you made it! Come sit down. I was just about to tell a little story. Have you ever heard about this very unlucky cat? No? All right. So he was just walking around town, and I always wondered, how did he end up in this situation?
We're getting a lot of Rebel Holes aesthetic games.
And he was popping pills for the thrills, you know, uppers, downers, in-betweeners. One day he met some cute and odd-looking friends. They tried to work it up, and there was no cooperation. And after everything and all the lessons learned, suddenly he was face to face with the absurd. This is it. He's gonna show the world. But nah, he failed. Anyways, the moral of the story is...
It's always a pleasure to debut games.
Into the Unwell.
It's always a pleasure to debut games in Day of the Devs that intertwine the personal stories of their creators. This world premiere is intimately special and worth paying attention to.
Okay, just gonna watch some highlights real quick and check some emails.
A retwist and retwitch? Nah, it's not a retwist. Happens David. What's good, Ace?
Focus.
But I am stabbing my hair.
A narrative adventure game about making art, healing, and New York City.
Hey everyone, I'm Todd Anderson.
So you definitely been going having that iconic RP though.
And I did gameplay design and code for Bub.
Since I was a little kid, I've always liked drawing, whether that was
Hold 2 million Zenny? That's not crazy.
Scissors or collage.
Niggas don't got no money like that. You the one who rich.
And I wanted to create a gameplay structure that showed off.
You open up this nigga closet, he got vape of all kinds. Nigga got every vape coat, every vape hoodie, every vape t-shirt, and Supreme.
So you might dive from a pen and ink style
2 mil Zenny, not that bad. Tight. You got that.
Hallway and into a
drinks on you, gang.
Performance where he's nervous if he'll be able to dance correctly.
It's that approach that gives the game a very textural feeling. And those textures mimic the emotional underpinning of each scene.
What's he talking about?
3 years ago, Todd and I were making really good progress on the game. We lived in the same neighborhood in Brooklyn, and in the afternoons we could walk to each other's houses and work on Bub. But something unexpected happened, and I got really sick and was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And during that time, I lost a lot of my vision, my dexterity in my hands, and it was basically impossible for me to make art. So Todd and I focused on our friendship, and I focused on healing. And little by little over time, the old connections that had always existed in my brain, the ones that told me how to make things and how to use my hands, they started to come back. I had a choice. I could keep looking down into the bottomless pit of despair, or I could focus on how many good things had happened to me in my life, how many good people I'd met. I decided to go there and focus on gratitude, and that's become a central theme of the game.
But it's ultimately a hopeful story and about drawing connections between your own hardships and difficulties and using that to connect with other people and appreciate what you have and share it with others. Bub is also a game about New York City. It's a place that both Case and I have lived and made work for over 10 years, and we wanted to capture some of that energy of being a young person, figuring out what you care about and how to say it, alongside a bunch of other people that are just trying to do this.
Maybe I'll try it.
We've been lucky
if I ever come outside,
talented friends.
I'll be outside today.
Adam Schatz has laid down an amazing blanket of music and sound throughout the entire game. Asher Kurtz has written beautiful additional guitar music.
He been yapping his ass off about this game, I'll be so honest. And that shit was not interesting in the slightest.
Built a rich layer of effects that's really bringing the game to life. We're so excited to share this game with you.
We still talking?
2027, and please follow along with us at our Steam page. And thanks so much.
Yeah, I'll try that out.
I first met Mike Boxleiter in Iowa over a decade ago when he was making incredible mobile games. He went on to create Secret Hitler, which is a huge success in the board game community. Now he's back with his friends to make a new video game, and they're here to show you a world premiere of what they've been working on.
Secret what? What you just said?
Hi, I'm Mike Boxleiter, creator of Lazy River.
Woo! Yeah, see, it's working.
What is this?
Lazy River is a co-op first-person shooter set at the galaxy's most unregulated water park, Water Station 1. The water park is connected by an infinite lazy river that runs the length of the park. Since the water park is on a space station, they can only use special space water. Because of the special properties of space water, you should not pee in the pool. If you do pee in the pool, the pee will go back up into you and turn you and everyone else in the water into zombies.
Really?
You and 3 friends are at the park for a fun vacation, but one guy peed in the pool, and now everyone else in the park is a zombie that wants to kill you. You'll need to build a raft and ride the lazy river to the other end of the park to escape. The first objective in the
Definitely
game is
a
building your
Twitch
raft.
game of the
It's
month
your
kind of
floating
game.
base, your greatest resource, and the strongest weapon in the game. Start building by gathering inner tubes and lashing them together. You'll have to leave your raft to scavenge for materials from around the park, however. The whole place is infested with zombies, but lucky for you, once the zombification process is finished, the zombies are vulnerable to water. Fight them with pool noodles, water guns, and water balloons, and make your way back to the raft with your loot. On your raft, you're safe from the zombies. Unless you get some hop-ons. You're gonna get hop-ons. If you get hurt, cook up some hot dogs on the grill to regain your strength. Use scavenged materials to craft armor, turrets, and engines for your raft. Make sure to build something balanced and don't make it too heavy. A raft that can't drive straight is a sitting duck. Build smart and create your own custom floating fortress.
There'll be some trouble afoot.
You'll need to choose your path along the river carefully. The robot security forces will set up blockades and strong defenses. Get too close and they'll shoot out your inner tubes and damage your raft. And make sure not to set off the park alarm system. Setting out the alarm will start the park's self-clean cycle, which will obliterate all organic life in the area. That would really ruin your summer vacation.
Okay, it's maybe moving a little faster than we're moving. Hold on. Stay on the
I've been making this game with 4 other amazingly talented devs from across the country. We're excited to announce Lazy River is coming to early access next year, summer 2027. Please wishlist us now on Steam. Thanks so much.
Uh-oh, I'm dying. Help.
All right, we'll have these onion rings before we die. Our next title is as complex and thought-provoking as you'd expect from developers Sunset Visitor. The Vancouver-based studio created Peabody-winning 1000 Times Resist, and their next game is looking just as intriguing, innovative, and slightly unnerving, in the best way. I'm so excited to present Prove You're Human.
I have dreamt so long of my body that I know everything about it. I have dreamt it into existence. They say you think you're human. I am human.
Oh, welcome. My name is Pinky, I also go by Natalie, and I am narrative designer at Sunset Visitor Studios. In our upcoming game, an AI dares to dream that she's human, and it is your job to put her in her place. Prove You're Human is a sci-fi narrative adventure where you play as Santana. You've split your consciousness into 2, and you've been uploaded to a digital world to work. On your first day, you head into the office and you meet a giant face extended off of a mechanical arm. This is Mesa. And day in and day out, you spend time with her. And through doing rather esoteric captchas, you learn more about her as she learns more about you.
My name is Daniel Bolio. I'm an artist here at Sunset Visitor, and my background has mostly been in animation here in Vancouver. My first project in games was a game for the Nintendo Switch called Boreal Tenebrae. Animating Mesa is, we're approaching it in a unique way, where we're trying to have this balance where there is enough complexity in the animation system so that she's able to hit all these poses and expressions and micro expressions that we want her to hit, but also have the system intuitive enough that the writers are able to control a lot of that animation from within their writing documents through text-based macros. And having them be able to suggest animations for her to do in the writing document is sort of imperative to how we want to make this game. Some interesting challenges for Mesa is just how big she is in frame. I've been finding that really subtle micro expressions that usually you wouldn't be able to read on a character, they're all you need to convey an emotion on Mesaface. She can be very serpentine, she can be very robotic, but she can also be very organic. So there's a lot of different ways that she can be animated and a lot of different kind of modes that Mesaface can hit.
Something is different about Mesa. In the middle of the night, you catch her muttering to herself about a body. And not just any body, her body. She is certain that she has a body just like you, which is impossible. So, of course, you do not believe her until one day.
This next world premiere hails from Paris, France, from a developer who isn't afraid to peel away the layers of the humanity onion.
Video games. They should always be fun and lighthearted and designed to make us forget about all the worries in our lives, right? Right? Wrong. I'm Florent Morin from The Pixel Hunt, and we are known for making video games about the most depressing topics imaginable, like forced migrations, or grief, or child abuse. Also, we made one horseback riding game, but this one doesn't count. But why would we do that, you ask? Well, it's not just because we are a bunch of mean, depressed French wannabe existentialists. Of course we are, but we also believe in the power of video games to tell stories that you will care deeply about. Stories we can't afford to ignore. So let me tell you about Ithaca. In this narrative road trip RPG, you play as Penelope, a 30-something environmental rights lawyer who spent the last decade trying to sue big polluting companies and failing miserably. Today, you hop in your car and decide to drive to a place called Ithaca, where you're supposed to meet with friends from the Earth Protection Association you just joined. A perfectly normal thing to do, except there's the boss of a big petroleum company tied up in your trunk. Ithaca starts as a game where you, the player, have to figure out what's going on. From the comfort of your vehicle, you'll be able to call and text Penelope's friends and family. You'll get to know her better as she pretends everything is normal. And as the story is moving forward, you'll gain experience points that will allow you to shape her personality. Depending on your skills, you will pass or fail checks that will open or close new narrative routes. You'll also be able to explore your own thoughts in search for answers about who you really are. Stop in service stations to meet with strangers. Investigate the interior of your car for clues that may have been planted there. Or call mysterious phone numbers to learn info that will shed a new light on the operation you're part of. And in the end, you'll be left with the most complicated question Penelope has ever faced. Will she go all the way and finish what she started? Or will the road change everything? We're not making Ithaca to give answers. We're making it because we're living through questions that feel increasingly hard to avoid. About power, about violence, about the world we live in and how far we're ready to go to defend it. About what still feels possible when nothing seems to work anymore. And we hope Ithaca will be one way to sit with those questions for a while. Carefully and comfortably, from inside a car that keeps moving forward. If that sounds interesting to you, we've just launched a Kickstarter and a Steam page, and we hope to release the game in late 2027. Also, you never know, there might still be a cute horseback riding minigame in there somewhere.
Ever since we first showed this next game, we've been eagerly anticipating its release. Well, have we got some news for you?
Hi there. My name's Will. I'm part of
Alright,
the dev
let's
team here at
actually
Radical Forge,
scroll
and we're
all the
working
way
alongside the
back.
guys over at Crescent Moon Games to bring you Screenbound.
Bear.
And water balloon.
Here in Vancouver.
And ride the lazy river. Longest weapon. Process is finished. The zombie.
It says it's the Twitch game of the month. Nothing too crazy for this one.
Make sure along the river close, and setting out the alarm will start to ruin your summer vacation. I've been making this game with 4 other amazingly talented devs from across the country. We're excited to announce Lazy River is coming to early access next year, summer 2027. Please wishlist us now on Steam. Thanks so much.
Uh-oh, I'm dying, help. All right, we'll have these onion rings before we die. Our next title is as complex and thought-provoking as you'd expect from developers Sunset Visitor. The Vancouver-based studio created Peabody-winning 1000 Times Resist, and their next game is looking just as intriguing, innovative, and slightly unnerving, in the best way. I'm so excited to present prove you're human.
I have dreamt so long of my body that I know everything about it. I have dreamt it into existence.
They say you think you're human.
I am human.
Oh, welcome. My name is Pinky. I also go by Natalie, and I am narrative designer at Sunset Visitor Studios. In our upcoming game,
I was gonna say Pinky.
dares to dream that she's
One
human,
Pinky I know.
and it is your job to put her in her place. Prove You're Human is a sci-fi narrative adventure where you play as Santana. You've split your consciousness into two, and you've been uploaded to a digital world to work. On your first
Only
day,
one
you head
Pinky
into
we
the
know,
office and
right?
meet
You
a
know,
giant
Ace.
face extended off of a mechanical arm. This is Mesa. And day in and day out, you spend time with her. And through doing rather esoteric captchas, you learn more about her as she learns more about you.
You too young for that, Pinky? Chill out, bro.
My name is
Niggas
Dan
been knew
Polio.
that, bro.
I'm an artist here
Niggas been
at
knew
Sunset
about Pinky,
Visitor,
bro. Come on
and
now.
My background has mostly been in animation here in Vancouver. My first project in games was a
It ain't fun if the homie can't have fun.
Boreal Tenebrae. Animating Mesa is
What you know about that, bro?
approaching it in a
What you know
unique
about
way
that?
where we're trying to have this balance where there is enough complexity in the animation system so that she's able to hit all these poses and expressions and micro expressions that we want her to hit, but also have the system intuitive enough that the writers are able to control a lot of that animation from within their writing documents through text-based
Classic
having
Pinky.
them be able to suggest animations for her to do in the writing
Before my
document
era
is
of gooning
sort of
is
imperative to how we wanna make this
crazy.
game. Some interesting challenges for Mesa is
Bro, I'm the
just how
beginning of
big she
Gen
is in
Z,
frame.
bro.
Like,
I'm not
I've been
mid-Gen
finding
Z.
that
I'm literally at the
really,
start. I
like,
was at the
subtle
end of the
micro-expressions that
millennials,
usually
bro. I'm
even
right
go with the
there. What
lead
are you
on a
chatting
character.
about?
They're all you need to convey an emotion on Mesa.
Wasn't that like
She can
1
be
year?
very serpentine. She can be very robotic.
If I was
but
born
she
1
also
year
can be
earlier, I would have been a
very
millennial.
organic.
I'm pretty sure I would have.
There's a lot of different ways that she can be animated and a lot of different kind of modes that Mesa Face can hit.
I don't know, 2 years.
Something is different about Mesa.
2 years. 2 years away. If I was born 2 years earlier, I would have been a millennial.
Herself about a body.
I don't want to be one though. I'll be so
not
honest.
just any body.
Not even for the age shit.
She is certain that she has a
Although
body
I'll be
just like
honest,
you,
all
which is
this,
impossible.
all the
So, of
all the
course, you do
generational
not believe her
classifications and
until
shit like
one
that, in my opinion, is bleh. You know, that shit is useless. Don't mean anything.
just like you, which is impossible. So, of course, you do not believe her until one day.
Who isn't afraid
That looks
to peel
interesting.
away the layers of the humanity onion.
Yeah, you love this old man, so I don't want to hear it.
Video games. They should all.
You're like 3 years younger than me.
Humanity onion. France.
You're
From a
still Gen
developer,
Z too.
This next world premiere hails from Paris, France.
Prove
This
you're
next
human.
world premiere hails from Paris, France, from a developer who isn't afraid to peel away the layers of the humanity onion.
Video games. They should always be fun and lighthearted and designed to make us forget about all the worries in our lives, right? Right? Wrong. I'm Florent Morin from The Pixel Hunt, and we are known for making video games about the most depressing topics imaginable, like forced migrations, or grief, or child abuse. Also, we made one horseback riding game, but this one doesn't count. But why would we do that, you ask? Well,
Damn
it's not
right.
just because we are a bunch of mean, depressed French wannabe existentialists. Of course we are, but we also believe in the power of video games to tell stories that you will care deeply about. Stories we can't afford to ignore. So let me tell you about Ithaca. In this narrative road trip RPG, you play as Penelope, a 30-something environmental rights lawyer who spent the last decade trying to sue big polluting companies and failing miserably. Today, you hop in your car and decide to drive to a place called Ithaca, where you're supposed to meet with friends from the Earth Protection Association you just joined. A perfectly normal thing to do. Except, there's the boss of a big petroleum company tied up in your trunk.
Oh shit.
Ithaca starts at the game where you, the player, have to figure out what's going on. From the comfort of your vehicle, you'll be able to call and text Penelope's friends and family. You'll get to know her better as she pretends everything is normal. And as the story is moving forward, you'll gain experience points that will allow you to shape her personality. Depending on your skills, you will pass or fail checks that will open or close new narrative routes. You'll also be able to explore your own thoughts in search for answers about who you really are. Stop in service stations to meet with strangers. Investigate the interior of your car for clues that may have been planted there. Or call mysterious phone numbers to learn info that will shed a new light on the operation you're part of. And in the end, you'll be left with the most complicated question Penelope has ever faced. Will she go all the way and finish what she started? Or will the road change everything? We're not making Ithaca to give answers. We're making it because we're living through questions that feel increasingly hard to avoid. About power, about violence, about the world we live in and how far we're ready to go to defend it. About what still feels possible when nothing seems to work anymore. And we hope Ithaca will be one way to sit with those questions for a while. Carefully and comfortably, from inside a car that keeps moving forward. If that sounds interesting to you, we've just launched a Kickstarter and a Steam page, and we hope to release the game in late 2027. Also, you never know, there might still be a cute horseback riding minigame in there somewhere.
Ever since we first showed this next game, we've been eagerly anticipating its release. Well, have we got some news for you?
Hi there, my name's Will. I'm part of the dev team here at Radical Forge, and we're working alongside the guys over at Crescent Moon Games to bring you Screenbound. Now, previously on Day of the Devs, Crescent Moon talked about how they initially came up with the idea for Screenbound and showed off some of the early mechanics. But today I wanted to talk about the narrative and show off some of the design choices we've made in the game.
Right, I actually did see this game like a long time ago. It's really interesting.
Find yourself in the role of Pavi, on the hunt for her missing mother, Lova. Now, after finding a trans-dimensional device called a Q-Boy amongst her things, you are thrust into another dimension. With the assistance from a questionable guide, Wexler, your job is to traverse the Q realm and solve this land's puzzles in order to figure out what's been happening in this place, where your mother is, and how to bring her home. Design-wise, we've shown a lot of our first cartridges mechanics, where we pay homage to the side-scrolling games of old, trying to encapsulate that feeling of nostalgia and familiarity within the gameplay. Keeping mechanics like head stomping and momentum-based movement really makes you feel like you're playing a game from that era. Recently though, we teased our second cartridge for the game, and this one we wanted to shake things up a little bit and change perspectives from a side-scrolling platform type game to a top-down adventure game reminiscent of the ones from the late 90s, with a whole host of new mechanics, enemies and challenges to overcome. So keep an eye out for more in the coming months. That said, we're happy to announce that the game Screenbound will be coming out for release across all platforms September 10th, 2026. But you don't have to wait till then. We actually have a demo going live right now on Steam. So grab your controllers and cast your minds back to a simpler time, because it's time to become Screenbound.
What's the name of the game? Got a lot of demos going in play. Screenbound.
This next game's been making the round at PAX and EVO, and we're excited to show the first gameplay footage. It's from Red Moon Workshop out of Austin, Texas. This is Shot One Fighters.
Hi, Day of the Devs. My name's SB over at Red Moon Workshop in Austin, Texas. Our team's been super hard at work on a brand new type of roguelite, with combat inspired by classic fighting games. So check out the trailer for Shot One Fighters.
Another roguelike fighter. Say word. We got the Clay Fighter game, and now this one. Really, the fridge? Say word. Yeah, I really can't wait to see. Cool, so you get to play kind of like a boss in some of the games. Different movesets and shit too. Hold on. I bet they will.
And that was a trailer for Shot One Fighters. Currently, you guys can wishlist the game on Steam, as well as follow our game on Kickstarter, which is coming very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be on Day of the Devs. We cannot...
It's well known for a different type of... Because there's a...
I like it back to back. Nothing too... Well, then again, there was that one that day. Holy shit. I think like for 20 minutes that nigga was just talking. Still showing some good diversity though. That's what I just really enjoyed from this from the entirety of all the showcases as well this year.
Hello, I'm Annika.
There's been a ton of diversity, and it hasn't been like one genre just
Duck Detective, the secret
completely, you know, being overbearing. Like that one Switch 2 show. Oh, I guess it was a Nintendo Direct. It was one Nintendo Direct, and it was like, it was a main direct. It wasn't even a partner direct. It was a main direct, and it was like nothing but just cozy games. Nothing wrong with cozy game, but if your entire showcase is nothing but cozy games, wasn't even cozy games. I mean, it was cozy, like, you know, the umbrella, but it was like farming. It was like almost every single game in that one. I forgot what it was. I think it was in June or some shit like that, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was like last June or something.
The game
but
is simple. It's your grandma's 84.
It was like, it was so many farming simulators.
Is trying to murder.
Barely anything else.
Could it be your stressed out mom? Your midlife crisis uncle?
That'd be the same thing as well if like it was nothing but extractor shooters, nothing but a gotcha. You know what the funny thing is? Now that I'm talking about it, I'm really surprised that okay, yeah, maybe we'll have to give Summer Games Fest a 7 because there wasn't a legally mandated gotcha. Maybe they're always gonna go ahead and save that for
mouthwashing and many more. Reconnect with your dysfunctional family. Explore
the Game Awards.
And
I was lost in thought for a second.
Who you can trust before it's time for tea. Apple Crumble is a creepy, cozy walking sim. Rummage through your family's belongings and uncover the secrets they're hiding from you. Apple Crumble is a suspenseful interactive story and will be piping hot out of the oven later this year. We hope you enjoy Grandma's birthday. And remember, everyone is a suspect.
Good presentation. You know what that remind me? It remind me of that the mobile game ads where it's like I think it's called Gossip Harbor or some shit like that and everything, and then the grandma just okay, so I don't think it's Gossip Harbor, but like it's one of those ads, the mobile game ads, you know, the grandma like is a secret, and then the grandma just like turns around and just like does a menacing smirk or some shit.
You to Slap Out of It, our slap and solve adventure game.
Merge Gardens, yeah, I think it's Merge Gardens. Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. Yeah, like the grandma just so heinous and she has some secret and shit like that. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah, I know. I was actually watching one video like detailing the entirety of this lore. That's crazy.
Think you have what it takes to be a puzzle-solving ninja?
Yeah, get that deep, I guess.
Who's not afraid to get your hands dirty? A loner with no friends or family who'll come looking for you? Then reach out and become a Puzz Pal today. That's where you'll apply skills like personal tutor, junk removal, dry docking, commercial plumbing, tech support, caretaking, print-based marketing, whatever the hell this is. We'll slap out of it.
That's a Chinese finger trap.
Slap Out of It is an interactive comedy sandbox filled with silly puzzles inspired by classic point-and-click adventure games.
I do enjoy a point-and-click game.
You'll be tasked with exploring a very odd office building, where each floor is a gateway to another world filled with new characters to meet and strange secrets to discover. Slapping is how you interact with everything around you. And just about everything and everyone react to your slaps. You'll also find a bunch of useful items along the way that you can store in your trusty fanny pack. Some items have special uses, but of course, you can slap with every item as well. The more you slap, the more you learn about how the world works.